Bed Bath & Beyond CFO banned Mike Lindell's products from all his stores. Now, if you know Mike Lindell, he's got these pillows. They're fantastic. I use them all the time. Very comfortable pillow. It's washable. Let's say you get sick. What do you do with your pillow? You just put a new pillowcase on it. Not so with Mike Lindell. You put it in the washer, you hit it at the dryer, you put it back on. Now you're not going to get sick over and over from your own pillow. The CFO of Bed Bath & Beyond jumped to his death from his luxury high-rise apartment in New York. It's something you only see in the movies. Here's his picture right there. Bed Bath & Beyond executive jumped to his death from high-rise apartment balcony, law enforcement tells CNN. The chief financial officer of troubled Bed Bath & Beyond has been identified as the man who jumped to his death from his Tribeca skyscraper known as the Jenga building. Gustavo Arnal, 52 years old, was the executive vice president of the struggling home goods retailer. And watch this.
Now we have the death of the chief financial officer of Bed Bath & Beyond, who died by suicide after a turbulent year for the company. Will Reed joins us now with the latest on that. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Robin. Last week, Gustavo Arnal announced plans for Bed Bath & Beyond to try to avoid bankruptcy. That includes closing stores and laying off employees. And now news of his death has rocked the company and the retail world and left many questions unanswered.
This morning, police are investigating the death of Bed Bath & Beyond CFO Gustavo Arnal, the executive dying by suicide, plunging from this luxury high-rise in downtown Manhattan Friday. Arnal's death coming days after the struggling retail giant announced it would close around 150 stores and lay off a fifth of its employees.
They had about $100 million in cash, and they burned through over $300 million in cash in the previous quarter. And they were about to run out of cash, so they desperately needed to both cut costs and to raise more money somehow.
This on top of the $1.2 billion stock fraud lawsuit facing Bed Bath & Beyond. Arnal named as a defendant in that class action lawsuit along with investor Ryan Cohen and others. The defendants accused of artificially inflating the company's value when Cohen bought nearly a 10% stake in the company and then sold it for a huge profit a few months later.
They were both sued for essentially what's called a pump and dump scheme, where they drive up the stock artificially so that they can sell it and make a profit.
At the time, Bed Bath & Beyond's stock price shot up over 350%, becoming what's known as a meme stock, when a stock gains popularity among young retail investors through social media. Investor Ryan Cohen, who rose to fame for his big bets on GameStop stock in 2020, was one of the biggest names to buy a stake in Bed Bath & Beyond, shares surging when Cohen's involvement was first revealed.
Well, that is exactly what happened, and now you all know. Now, part of me I just feel like when you cancel Mike Lindell, a great American patriot who has a company of products that are all made in America, all his employees live in America, and you punish him because he had a few questions of how did Joe Brandon get more votes than Barack Obama. When you see Barack give a campaign speech, there's a huge group of people there to see him. You can see the youth and the older people, the tears in people's eyes. Whether you liked Obama or not, you could see a movement there. When you see Trump give a speech, you see a global movement of supporters from Hong Kong to Iran and everywhere in between. But when you see Joe Biden give a speech at a local high school, and they draw little circles on the basketball floor because only 12 people show up, and then you tell me, you, and Mike Lindell that this is the most electrifying politician of all time, more votes than Barack Obama, we start to go, I don't know if that's right. And this CFO helped make the rash decision to yank all of Mike Lindell's products out of the stores, hurting his company, his employees, and our nation, all because he disagreed with Mike Lindell's politics. So you canceled Mike Lindell temporarily, but then you went and canceled yourself, Gustavo. Now that Jenga building's interesting because it juts out at different places. So it makes you wonder if he jumped and maybe he only landed one floor, then went down another, and finally Jenga. I am betting he wishes right now he had a huge pile of MyPillows for only $29.99. And right now, if you buy one MyPillow, we'll send you one free. Be sure to use my code, Mike Lindell, made in the USA, fully washable. Get your MyPillow today. That's a commercial we need to see. MyPillow at the bottom of every New York skyscraper because the stocks, they're going down even more.